I'm Jeff Ecker with Avondale Chapel and Gardens in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Thank you, Jeff, for inviting us here to see your beautiful facility. Would you tell us a little bit about how the dream of having a wedding chapel in Bentonville, Arkansas came to reality for you and your family?
Sure. We're a family business. My parents and I wanted to go into business together. And so we have a friend who has a similar kind of business venue in Oklahoma City and kind of told us about it and just talked to us about how fun it is to do, a profitable one, to do business for weddings, but also how nice it is to be with people on the best day of their life. And to, basically my business is parties. I get to throw parties for a living. So it's a lot of fun to do that. And so as we kind of started putting together the package of Bentonville as opposed to Oklahoma City and what the business plan then looks like to do that, it really started to come together and turns out to be a very good business to do.
Tell us how Avondale is a special wedding destination and a special wedding place over other wedding venues in Northwest Arkansas.
One of the biggest things that sets us apart in the market here is that we are a full service venue, and so we plan, we coordinate, we set up vendors, we pay all the vendors, we set up, we clean up, we decorate, all of those things. So that the bride and the groom and their parents get to enjoy the wedding reception. They're not frantic about trying to coordinate vendors or figure out where the cake is supposed to be. They just get to enjoy the reception and have fun with their friends and their family. So beyond that, we also do lots of packages, and we can do customizable packages. So we've got a few packages that tell what we have, but you're welcome to kind of move things around and mix and match a little bit to get the perfect wedding so that it's exactly what you want.
And you've told us you had over 60 events this past year, and tell us about the price range that you've been able to offer in Northwest Arkansas.
We have some of our cheapest weddings are down at $500 for just an intimate bride and groom, maybe a few friends that they can come in and do a wedding, all the way up to over $10,000. So depending on the extravagance that you want and the number of guests that you want, really affects the price. But it gives a price point that we can kind of hit a little bit of everybody, and depending on what you want to put into the wedding, we can give that to you.
And prior to opening Avondale, you worked with Larry Bryan, the center director and a business counselor at the Walton College Small Business and Technology Development Center. Tell us a little bit about how you were able to work with Larry and how that helped you with your vision.
Sure. We put together a business plan, but one of the things that Larry was able to help us to do was to refine that business plan and to make it a little more palatable to loan officers that were trying to get loans at banks. He also helped us with his demographics, the statistics of population densities in the area. So, we had the idea, but it wasn't necessarily supported by facts yet at that point in time. And so Larry was able to come in and say, here's some facts that support that idea, so that business makes sense, so that it's not just an idea, it's an actuality of what will happen. So, and along that way, then we were actually, it helped us to refine that business plan. It was probably a little bit loose and a little bit fat when we started, and we were able to kind of pull that down thanks to his help and get a much more palatable package, at least for us anyway, and a much more profitable package as well. So that was nice.
And tell us what was one of my favorite things about Avondale. What was the first wedding performed at Avondale?
My wedding, married my wife here May 19th, 2012, so we were the very first ones, and a lot of the pictures that are on our brochures and on our website are a lot of our photos, not just because we like them, but it was easy to do, and it was representative of the space, and we've added more. I mean, of course, we've had, like you said, up to 60 events this last year, and so we keep adding more things, but it makes it special to us because it's a family business, and we started with, our family started here and got married the very first one, and it's just kind of a neat anchor point for us that we get to talk about that point in time when we started, and those crazy days leading up to our wedding really juxtapose what we're trying to help our clients do. What we had our 18-hour days leading up to try to get that wedding happen is nothing like what we want our brides and grooms to have to do with theirs.
Okay, well, thank you. We've been with Jeff Ecker of Avondale Chapel and Garden in Bentonville, Arkansas.